Welcome back, guys, to the Shield Wardens, session 16, I believe. Doing all the math right, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Where last we left off, a crystal had cracked upon the new dawn, sending a magical energy out, and 3 of our party were transported down to the mists below. There they discovered a kind of cracked and dried landscape, devoid of much life. However, demonic entities seem to have made some sort of fortresses here. Upon entering one such, they discovered their former companion, Karina. Were able to free Karina and escape, fleeing with a group of people that they had saved from within the actual demon's temple here, and brought back to a safe haven there amongst the mountains, a dwarven settlement that was still safe from the demonic incursion. And they faced, or they ran from, the demon lord Gadar. Upon reaching their safety in there, they were taken to a wise woman who was able to enact a special magical ritual to bind Karina to Lucius, to allow her to return when she severed the tie that was bringing these 3 down to the mists below. The group woke up with Karina in Lucius's arms, and Randy, about 15 minutes pass. You see your party laying on the ground. This strange blue, electrical, almost energy, arcane energy flows over them as the effects of this exploded crystal, the crystal that had been damaged during the battle, kind of flows over them, sparking and drawing them down. They seem to be unconscious. You can see them breathing.
Right. Okay, well that sounds pretty horrifying. Do any of them... how many of them are unconscious at this point?
Just your 3 party members. Most of the
Karina
rest
is not.
Were far enough away, and you seem to withstand it, and as well as a couple of the other people that were hit with the blast.
Okay. Right. Well, if they're unconscious, I'm going to wake them up, sending a okay, I'm running low on slots, but I will do healing word and I will twin it, and then I'll cast it again. That way I can hit all 3 of them with a healing word, as 3 spectral hands appear on the side of each of all their cheeks and just slaps them in the face, and I go, "Oi, wake up!" And that's
there's no place like home.
Have a quick 6 points of health as this spectral hand slaps you awake.
Is it over yet?
As the party begins to regain consciousness, it does seem to take them a while. About 15 minutes of your time pass from the time the explosion goes to the time that they're able to kind of waken. You see a strange shimmer around Lucius's chest, and as it materializes, you see this kind of yellow skinned dragonborn, like kind of curled up in his arms, looking very emaciated. Dry, cracked scales. Long nails.
Do I recognize?
Yeah, you would recognize this dragonborn as Karina, your former
right.
teammate for a short period of time, but
Sure.
yeah.
On what days? They only gone and got her. Wow, that is impressive, though. I'm going to smell her real quick. Does she smell all charred and burnt?
Just probably unkept and in the need of a shower or bath, or
It's a disappointing smell, I won't lie.
Yeah.
Leaned in thinking I was going to be getting some scent of hell, and instead I just smell gross.
Yeah.
All right. Gonna give her a quick healing word as well, but this one's gonna be a little bit softer, like no one's looking over. So I just put a little soft scooping of the cheek. Hey, Karina, wake up.
Her eyes blink, squints in the bright sunlight. Randy, is that you?
Hey. So it's been a while. What you been up to? How's the family?
Been imprisoned by a crazy demon for a while, and couldn't say about the family.
That sounds awful. I don't really know what to... I'm glad you're not there now. That's better, I guess. What happened to the guys?
Oh, she looks around, notices she's on Lucius's chest, and kind of like lifts herself shakily up and moves off of him. They came to my rescue somehow.
Yeah, that's going to be a weird one to work out how or why. I'm looking at her like really closely, like, just who are you to be able to send the son of a god off across the world at a whim to rescue you? So yeah, definite vibes of what's up with Karina. Are you going to stay? I assume you're sticking around, us being on a ship in the middle of the sky and whatnot.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna jump off, no. But I think I'll be a little while before I'm really up to ability to help you guys out.
Literally, as she started talking, he's got up and walked away from her and is calling over for the crew to actually go and actually tend to her, making sure that she's got a place to stay, that's got shelter, and she's got some cover away from the sun, get that exposure situation resolved. Ask if anyone's got any cream that Dragonborn might use for soothing cracked skin. And I'm going to also look out for anyone who might have a flask of wine that I know that she likes. So it looks rude to start off with, but he's a man of action just now.
All right. So yeah, the captain looks pretty dumbfounded of this ship, because this is the one you guys had taken over anyways. And he starts shouting at the crew to go, prepare a space for her. Sends one of the crewmen over to like kind of scoop her up or give her an arm to help her steady herself, and kind of leads her over to sit down on a box that they kind of pull out for her.
I observe, and I give anyone who's touching her a look like, I am right here and I am watching your every move, but I'm not saying anything. Gotcha. I'm using a tactic that I've seen my mother use when she's prepping for a large dinner, and she's got the servants moving all over the household. She doesn't say much, but things happen. Are my guys waking up?
Yeah, no, they
good checking.
They're waking up. I mean, they already started talking, so I figured we'd just jump them into waking up.
And you were there, and you were there, and you weren't there. Where were you? Why didn't you?
I stayed here.
You're okay though.
I'm fine.
We're all okay.
I
You're
could
all
have
okay?
taken him out.
We had quite the trip, that's for sure. Apparently, we had no faces.
We could have
had no
had fried
faces.
chicken.
What?
No faces?
Yeah.
I'm lost on that.
Lost your faces.
We weren't told that we were not in physical form, and we had no faces. It was weird.
I mean, I don't have eyes, ears, nose, and mouth. You're good. You got the entire Megillah. You don't need. You got. What do you want for? You got nothing. You got everything you need.
Thanks.
So why are we still on the ship? It's been hours. Shouldn't we have been docked by now?
It's been less than 1,000 seconds. You need to calm down. Truly,
I
I'm
look,
not
I look at
messing
the
with
other
you,
two who are like obviously were down there with me. Like, definitely been hours, right?
Yeah, we were gone for hours.
It was Lucius's father that did this.
Well, I mean,
Sure.
if you went away to a different place, maybe you travel back in time at that same point, and then you travel through, like you travel back 15 hours in time, right? So when you finished off doing that 15 hours, and then you just came back forward to where I was at this point, and then it looked like you were away for 15 hours, but really, yeah, that's feasible.
I don't know what you just said. I just need a drink.
Oh, well then.
I would also take that drink.
Shall we? We've really only been gone 20 minutes.
I do not understand. All I know is we could have killed it.
As they're looking for a drink, my mage hand is creeping out 30 feet in a radius, looking for the first crewman who's got like a flask of brandy to grab and pull back.
Yeah, probably about this time, one of the crewmen the captain had sent down had come up with like a bottle of wine from the hold, and sees your mage hand out there and like just kind of puts it out for it to take.
It's no fun if they're not making it difficult. But all right, thank you. I just hand it over to Hendrix.
Take it.
Wait,
Pull out of my own cup, I guess. Pour myself a
wasn't
drink
it
so
that
she got away.
eyeball? Wasn't it that eyeball critter that did it to us?
I don't know who did it to us.
Is it
Sorry,
dead?
did you say eyeball critter? What the actual?
I think it would have been the crystal.
The crystal that did it. That would make more sense.
Did what?
Send us wherever we went, I think it means, but
Yeah.
Right. Yes, sorry. I understand what you're talking about now. I got a little bit confused when you speak in literally two words at a time, Piles. I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've heard you talk. I feel like it's been weeks, but it's only been 15 minutes.
you weren't there, bro. You weren't there.
Where's your tape? Where's your ticker tape parade? That's what I want to know. Yeah, that crystal definitely did have an explosion. That could probably have been the reason why you guys did one, to be fair. Captain, is that going to get fixed up anytime soon?
Well, no, but it was an addition. It is not the one that propelled us. Besides, you were towing us with your other ship, or at least you will be when you give them the right signals.
Who put that crystal in there?
Did our bounty get away?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, she did.
Senator Hella had the crystals added on, experimental additions. At least these ones. The main one is down there, where that crazy eye thing was.
See, I told you, eyeball critter.
Right. Sure. Well, let's get going then. Longer we waste here, the longer Helen gets a chance to actually start getting her support back up again. I know she's jumped, and right now she's wearing scare, but she's going to run to a place where she can be strong again.
We can track her.
Should probably report as well.
You guys want to jump off the side now and go get her?
That is fine.
Right.
I forgot. Do we have Featherfall tokens?
You have someone with Featherfall in your party, so.
Okay, I just making sure if we didn't.
Oh wait, I said that last time, and then I found out. No, I do have it. I have no spell slots, but I have it.
I think you can cast it from your loot too. Is your loot?
Oh yeah, I
it?
can.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And your armor.
And your armor.
Are we
but
over
the armor's
land just now?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys remember the ships had kind of steered over land, like because the main ship was blocking the port, so they kind of turned and went in. You guys followed them over land.
Unless if you can make me tiny again, then I will jump over the ship.
I can't make you tiny again. I need a break, man. I'm tired. I got 2 seconds and 2/3. Let's do this thing. Oh, I got 2/4. Oh my days. Yeah, we're gonna murder somebody. Let's go. That was me, not Randall. Apologies. Randy is knackered, but we've come this close. We should probably follow her. We should also make sure this ship is picked up and taken away, though.
If we're jumping, I'm definitely grabbing Pius and throw him out the ship and then jump after him.
Do you have Featherfall?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well then you can sort us all out. I'm going to send messages across to the other ship using a complex set of semaphore symbols.
All right, and your messages?
Yeah. Messages. Suspect on the move. Ship detained. Collect, retrieve, protect. Theodosia. Beware retribution. Get the ship. Stop wasting time.
You hear, Roger.
No. I'm not. I'm Randall. Randall. Who's Roger? Okay. Everyone else has jumped at this point.
I don't know. Have you guys jumped yet?
If somebody's casting Firefall on me, or Featherfall on me, not Firefall.
Cast Firefall.
Yes. No, somebody's casting Featherfall on me. Yeah, I'm running to the...
I threw him a while ago. I grabbed him and jumped.
Okay. So you guys are...
Yeah.
Yes, so.
As you hear Pius go, YOLO!
Oh, no.
I'm going to play the loot and do Featherfall on myself and Hendrix, so that when we're falling down, we're not like we're like walking down a set of circular staircases, if you will, very slowly and sedately, like looking at each other like we actually look pretty done right now, to be fair.
As you play
like, this is how you enter a club, I'm just saying.
All right, cool. It takes a little while. You guys are, hundreds of feet above the ground, but you guys time it right. You know how it works. You get to the ground safe and sound. What are you guys doing?
Start looking for tracks.
All right.
Yeah,
Give me
I'll
a-
send Daisy up to start circling.
Give me a survival check and perception for Daisy.
By that point, how much further had we traveled in the 15 to 20 minutes that she's traveled? Oh, well, here we go.
You guys had them stationary. You had them stop the ship.
Okay.
When you took.
I rolled a nat 20 for a total of a 28.
Cool.
And I rolled a dirty 20.
Cool. So Daisy goes up, scanning, taking in the surroundings. You're a decent ways away from the city by this point, approaching the mountains that kind of line the central section of this island. Daisy's able to kind of spot there seems to be like a dirt kind of road that passes through like from the city and kind of towards the outskirts, and several smaller roads that kind of join into it. Nearby there seems to be a road that kind of travels over towards the main kind of highway that passes through here, and there seems to be like a small farming community nearby. Seems to be about the only near structure that you guys can find. Pios, it takes
I'll relay.
you... Oh, go ahead.
I'll just say I'll relay that back to everyone and just say there seems to be a farming community up there. They may have spotted something. Shall we head towards that way?
Pios, it takes you a little while, but you're able to spot a set of footprints. And tracking it, you actually realize that there's two sets of footprints that are kind of traveling together, kind of towards the mountainous region, towards, as Hendrix relays, this nearby farming community.
We have strange. We don't have one, but we have two sets of footprints. So we're dealing with. I didn't see anybody else jump off the ship.
No, but someone could have met her here.
Indeed. Does it look like that?
If you take a little bit of time, depends on how much of a hurry you're in, but if you take a little bit of time, you are able to kind of track it back, and there seems to have been a set of footprints that just kind of appeared out of nowhere. And then you track the second set of footprints, and they seem to have appeared out of nowhere as well, at a like kind of further up point.
No, this was two people that possibly jumped off the ship.
Okay. Or someone who landed on a griffin and then came down and met her. But if that was the case, the griffin would have picked them up and taken them away again.
As well as the fact that I would have seen griffin markings at least.
Yeah, no, fair. Okay. Well, let's
They lead that away. I point the direction.
go track.
All right.
Shall we make haste?
It takes you probably about 20 minutes or so of hiking to kind of get to this farming community, and you start first seeing a couple of kind of sporadic farm buildings, farmland, pastoral like regions. You see cattle, sheep, quite a bit of sheep. And you come first to like the first kind of hill area that leads into this community. You see a small farmhouse. It's like a tiny little, 20 by 20 little farm shack thing. A little bit of smoke rising from the chimney, It's kind of later afternoon probably at this point, so you still see a kind of older, rotund gentleman in the fields. Currently seems like he's got a scythe and he's working on cutting down hay. And you see, a woman out front who seems to be like taking laundry off of a clothesline.
What's their vibe? Do I get a sense from the way that they're moving with micro expressions and ways, maybe like any kind of movement that makes it feel like this is forced, and that they're not, that there is a stress going on in their otherwise normal lives?
Sorry. Give me an insight check.
All right. Don't worry about it. It's cool. I got like a 10.
I mean, it's not like they're trying to hide anything. They seem to just be going about their daily chores. They don't seem to be really stressing about that in any way, shape, or form. How are you guys approaching? Are you approaching stealthily? Are we kind of walking out in the open?
I think
We have no reason to be stealthy now.
No.
Okay.
Well, we're running
Approach
Aka's
is friendly.
guidance and Pius.
I mean, I think Pios is still trying to watch the tracks, see
Yeah.
where they go. So
You see that they kind of lead up towards this particular building area. Okay.
they're going to the building. I don't know if they're going beyond that, but
Okay.
Okay.
Hold
Randy,
back.
let's
Yeah.
go question them.
We'll go in there. Can you keep an eye out, Klaus?
I will.
Watch out. Watch the back door.
Lucius.
And I put up my hood and just run into the tall grass, disappearing.
If he's heading off from one particular plane, if he's going east, for example, I'm gonna, Lucius, it probably makes sense for you to head either north or south, so you're covering the 90 degrees on it. Oh my days, 29 on a stealth.
I'll go north then.
I disappear. Nat 20, 29.
Nice.
And we just watch Lucius amble off up north, and then me and Hendrix look at each other like, "You ready?"
Yeah. I'll support you.
And with my new boots and whatnot, you don't even see where I went.
It's true, man. We don't.
No. Bios goes back to the mist.
Becomes one with the wind.
He becomes one with the field of wheat.
I'm going to throw a bardic inspiration over at Hendrix real quick. That leaves me with one left over. And I'm going to also, you know what? I'm fine. I'm gonna be ready with some spells ready to go if necessary. But I'm just gonna walk up to the front door and give it a quick knock.
Well, you see there's
Woman's outside.
The people are outside, and as you
And
kind
the
of
farmer's
walk
in the
up,
field.
Yeah.
the guy is going to set down his scythe and go, "Well met, sir.
Tomorrow.
Can I help you?"
Oh, I wanted to speak with the people who are inside this house just now.
It's just me and my wife here.
No, you're on the outside of the house. And with respect, so we have footprints that we've been tracking, and they go straight into this house.
Oh, there's some visitors earlier. Yeah, they came by.
When
Got
did
them
they
some
come by?
food and-
When were they last here, sir?
Oh, it's 30 minutes ago or so, maybe.
Who? Could you describe them for me, please?
Two ladies. One kind of older, white hair. Very fancy ropes. The other one kind of had like a sailorish look to her.
Would she bird-like this person?
No birds. I mean,
Okay,
unless you use the terms birds like for women birds, but no birds.
Try not to be disrespectful, sir. That is an entire gender you're talking about. Gosh. I roll for deception. That's a 23. Woke af.
Where were they heading?
Yeah, which way did they go? Thank you.
Oh, well, they seem pretty nice. They need some supplies, and they bought a couple of horses, and then they rode towards the mountains.
Which way's that way? Is it north?
Yeah, kind of northeasterly, or northwesterly, sorry.
What's up that way? Do you know?
Well, I mean, the main roads that lead through the rest of the island, but some abandoned mines and caves up there.
But did you say there is a main road that's up there?
Yeah. I mean, there's a road that skirts the mountains, leads all throughout the island.
And that's how far away from here?
Oh, by foot, it's probably another hour or so. By horse, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on how hard you push.
So they could already be there, is what you're saying?
Oh, yeah, they probably are if they rode hard. They seem to be riding pretty.
So I'm sorry for my tone and my rushness. We do need to get a resolution. Do you have any horses that we could buy off yourself?
Oh, I wish that I did. They paid good money for the last two I had, the riding horses. I only got, stock horses. But there's some more farmsteads in there. They may very well have it. I know old Tammy has a few there that might suit your purposes.
I turn to Hendrix and I'm like,
whatever we do.
Send the bird right now, find out which way they're heading, get to the road and have a track up one way and then down the other, see if we can actually find them on horse. But I think once they hit the main road, they may not sprint it. They may start to deal with it as an endurance race, but they're going to want to get to that road first.
I'll after hearing that, I'll send Daisy on ahead to scout out the path towards the main road to see if she can see the horses.
Any other horses that I can see within anything within sight? Any horses within sight?
I mean, when he had said old Tammy, he kind of points to a farmstead that's pretty close by, and you can see in the distance a small corral where there's about 5 or 6 horses kind of trotting around.
Can I go into the barn?
Yeah, if you want to.
I want to make an inventory to see what items they took. Like, what is he missing a lot of, this, that, and the other, and kind of get a general idea of.
Look at the negative space.
Are they in there for the long haul? Did they take a lot of stuff, or did they just take, bare minimum?
Yeah.
Also like to roll an insight on the actual guy as well.
Yeah.
While he's told us all this information.
Give me rolls that you think would.
I'm going to use perception. That's cool with you.
Sure.
A natural 20 for a 25.
Yeah. He seems to be very forthright and honest. Doesn't seem to be trying to hide anything from you guys. A little nervous now, like as he's being questioned by, these 2 gentlemen that seem to be well put together.
23 for me for perception.
Okay. I mean, you do notice that there seems to be 2 stalls that had recently held some sort of large animals that are no longer there. You see the corresponding riding equipment that would have gone with them. But other than that, there's not a noticeable amount of goods. There still seems to be crates and stuff that he has stocked up and ready to go for transport.
But nothing open or like a pallet of sacks. There's not a sack missing. Or...
Not easily determinable by this. It just seems, he mentioned he gave him some supplies, but
I was just wondering how much.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're stocking up for like an army or whatever. It seemed whatever they must have taken was in a hurry and to not draw too much attention.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
Okay, cool.
After they get to the main road, what are their possible routes? Is there another town further on?
Yeah, so sorry, still overcoming this sickness.
I'm with you on that.
As you send Daisy out, soars up, gains some altitude pretty quickly to spot at the distance with the good eyes that an owl would have. You see that there is a few other smaller like farmsteads that are spread out. There seems to be a small village, so to speak, nearby that seems to service this entire like farming community. As she kind of follows where the roads head up near the base of the mountains, there seems to be another larger road that kind of passes, seems to be paved with some sort of stone. At this distance, it's hard to tell too much details on that, but there is like a sizable village, not fully like a city, but a decent sized village that seems to meet at that intersection of the road that heads to the capital and this main road that kind of skirts the island, at least skirts the mountains in the central part of this island, heading towards the various sectors of the island itself. In fact,
Okay. I relay that back. I can't see him on the road, but there seems to be a larger village and a cluster of homes just before the capital. Would you go back to the capital, or would you lay low?
Are the homesteads is that the direction towards the lake that we know the mercenary was staying at? No, that's on the other island. Sorry, apologies. I got confused there. Forget me.
it's okay. I brought it up, so we're on Demos here.
Right. Which is the horseshoe.
This is the capital island.
Yeah.
It's the one with the big dock, like a shoe.
Yeah, it's just a big old horseshoe.
Yeah.
Okay. What would she do? Well,
She has to assume the docks are going to be closed this time. So where else would there be docks? Unless she believes she's able to sneak herself out from inside the town. Is there teleportation portals at all?
You guys haven't.
I don't know.
It doesn't seem to be a normal, consistent thing. So you guys are probably. Let me find a drawing.
it's still loading, by the way.
Oh, sorry. I know this map sucks for you. You guys are probably
it's not.
The same, actually.
in this general area. Oh, really? Okay.
Randy, do you want to
even
maybe...
for me, it's still in load mode.
It's probably more to do with my internet than it is with you guys' computers.
There it is. Now it finally came up for me.
Randy,
Okay.
do you want to maybe send Lucian a message to gather some horses?
Yes. I do want to do that. I really want to be able to send a message to him.
You got it.
I just
I've seen you
cut
do it.
my hands and I go, "Oi, Lucians! Go get some horses over there!"
I'm gonna probably have heard that.
You probably
And,
heard that, right?
I'm
That probably worked.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I'd stop Bob. I'd leave like Hendrix is looking at me like, "What the?"
I'm gonna go find Lucius and I'm gonna go help him out.
Smooth.
Horses got it.
The last thing on this farmer before we leave, did they mention their business or where they may be going?
No. Sorry.
Any small bit of information, anything you may have overheard them say?
And he kind of sits there, strokes his chin hair. Did mention trying to lay low for a while.
Insight check.
Yeah, go
to
for
see
it.
if this guy's trying to throw me off because he's a loyal ally.
I don't know. I got like a 25 on him a minute ago, and he was not lying at all.
Okay, fine. My 11. I absolutely believe this man within an inch of my own life.
Excellent. But I don't know. One kept saying they should go to the other side of the island, but one kept saying maybe we need to let things pass for a bit.
Which one was it that wanted to go to the other side of the island?
The younger one, the sailor-looking one.
Okay. Good. That's actually the best case scenario, to be fair. They'll follow the older lady. They'll take her advice.
She seemed to be the one in charge. She certainly had the ones with the purse strings.
How much she pay you?
200 gold for a couple of riding horses and some supplies.
That's a good prices. Good price. Did she tell you who she was?
No, she didn't say. Didn't ask either. I was trying to get this field done, but I couldn't turn down good profit.
I mean, I'm surprised you're still working the field right now. You've made enough money to cover this harvest and next.
A pretty decent extra coin, yeah, but never went to turn to let the field go fallow or have any issues with it. So finish this harvest off. We might take it a little easier, but we'll need 2 more riding horses. That'll cost us 150.
Well, if you're ever in the neck of the woods, just ask for Lucius. He's the biggest party boy from our island, so he'll show you around and have a good time. He'll pay for everything as well. He loves doing that. It's his favorite thing. Take random people who've not been to the big city and just really do it up. Buy them the most expensive wine. That's what he loves to do. That big guy, just over there. See him? That's Lucius.
Well, if I ever make it to another island, we'll see. That's right fortune that I don't think even these horses' sale was going to pay for.
Yes, that's fair. All right. Well, good luck with all of this. I'm going to walk away, trying not to get dirt on my shoes.
All right.
I give him a little nod and follow behind.
What do you think?
I don't think he was lying, but I don't know where they're gone or where they're going. So whatever we do, we need to hurry up, unless we lose their trail. I'm sure Pius will be able to track horse tracks.
Well, yeah. I'm sure
but until we get to that main road, when we lose the tracks.
Yeah. No, you're right. Fine. Let's get the horses, get up there, and hopefully they'll leave.
What sort of time of day is it? Like, how much hours of daylight is there left? Because that's going to fall into it as well. Are they going to need to camp somewhere?
We were midday when we first went across, I think, because we had breakfast around hers.
Oh, okay.
Looked at the stuff, came back, pulled back to the palace for about 12 o'clock, and then we were like, oh, they're running, get 'em.
Yeah. So we're probably early afternoon.
Yeah.
Like 2-ish.
Okay,
maybe.
so there's hours of daylight left for them to get ahead. Especially.
Yeah. We should go. What
What are the boys doing? Have they acquired horses yet?
Lucius and Pius, what are you guys up to?
Well, first, did we heard them yelling for horses?
Sure.
Guess getting horses then.
All right.
Yeah, I want to meet up with Lucius. Do you want to wrangle the horses, or shall I, and then you deal with the person? Or should I deal with the person?
Why don't you, you know what? I'll deal with the horses. Can you do me a favor and swing
What?
by that shop that we got your magical items and Glauber cloaks, and meet me back where the rest of the group is?
We are
It's a few hours
in the middle
away.
of the countryside, Lucius.
It's okay. That was
A
the
bird
problem.
hit you in the head.
Who knows? It might have been the trip. Let's just get the horses and go back.
Like I said, do you want to deal with the person, or shall I deal with the person?
I'll deal with him. I'm more afraid that you're gonna deal with him. You know.
I do not understand what you are talking about.
Nothing. Don't worry about it. I got it. Just help me grab the horses.
Very well then. And yeah, I guess once we get to the farmstead, I'll start, stealthily gathering stuff.
Okay. So you know that this farm here doesn't have any more riding horses. So you guys heading to the nearest other farmstead?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. You traipse over there, Lucius. You see there's like a corral with several horses that are kind of like trotting around outside at the moment. There seems to be a kind of old man who's sitting back like in a chair out in the middle of this like farmyard, and there seems to be a couple of like younger, probably like teenage boys that are kind of working the field, and an older woman and a teen like kind of woman who are both working on feeding like some of the chickens and stuff that are roaming around the yard, spreading like feed across the ground.
If Lucius looks down, I'm gone. I rolled a 27 stealth.
Jesus. Pius disappears.
Freaking ninjas. Yeah, he would try to get their attention. Hey, boy.
Yeah.
I need some horses.
Oh. If you talk to old Tammy over there, sitting in the chair, he's the one in charge at the farmstead.
All right. I'll approach him.
Okay. He looks up. Hey, Sonny. You see this kind of old, weathered, kind of sun-damaged skin, like splotches all over his skin. Kind of white hair that's pretty thin, barely covering his head. And he's got like a big straw hat sitting in his lap at the moment. Kind of looks up. What can I do for you?
I could use 4 horses. It's very fast if possible. In a hurry.
I mean, they're not gonna win you no races, but they're good, sturdy horses. I got 4 of them. Well,
Yes.
they're mighty precious to me. About I could part with them, I guess, for a small profit there. At 350 gold, I can get you 4 of them.
Let's see. I can give you 150 right now, and I'll also give him like a letter of like the whole Shield Wardens. If I imagine something not my main one, but something I carry. If you bring this to I'll tell him the hotel where Theosia is. She can pay you the rest plus some extra for helping us.
Well, I suppose. Yeah.
You will be doing us a great service by this.
Sounds good. We could do that. Sam, go get some saddles for the better horses. And get them prepped for this gentleman here. 4 of them. It's just you here, sir.
Oh, I'm meeting up with the rest of my group in a second. We're matter of life and death type thing. You know how it is.
Not really, but that's okay. You're paying good coin. Pius, what are you up to? When you disappear?
Pius is heard the conversation, takes the stone out of his sling, puts it back in his bag, puts the sling back on his side, and goes, right, we're paying for them. Okay. And just watches and make sure he doesn't get screwed over or anything of that nature.
All right. You see the young farmhand that Lucius first hailed kind of go over to this corral and pull aside 4 of the horses, kind of tie them up to the railing and start saddling them up. Bit and bridle saddles.
Yeah, I want to watch him, see if he does it right.
Okay.
I've got like +5 on animal handling, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can roll. See how...
Okay. D&D loves me today. It's going to suck tonight. 24.
Okay. He does a serviceable job. It's not, quite as expertly wrought as you are used to doing. Mm-hmm. But you don't see anything wrong with what he's doing. Yeah, it's just kind of amateurish.
Wanted to make sure he didn't, take a knife and go...
Yeah, no. I mean, he's handily putting on saddle and bridle and everything.
So actually legit people.
Yeah. Not everyone you meet is out there to screw you over, but I do appreciate I've drawn suspicion into my players' hearts.
Okay, cool. And I just let him finish and wait until Lucius is done with everything, and then I'll meet him further down the road too.
Okay. Yeah. So once he's done, Lucius, you get the 4 horses.
Yeah, he would call out, Pius.
You basically don't see Pius anywhere, and as you leave the farmstead, he just comes out of the grain field right beside you. Yes.
Can you stop doing that?
Doing what?
Never mind. Here, I'll get him one of the horses so that way it's easier for me to grab the other 2.
You paid for them.
Yes.
I thought the game plan was to steal them.
I don't think that's a good idea, especially with her boss in this town and all the official people. It'll look bad on her.
I could have took them out.
Yeah, so could I. He was an old guy and a bunch of kids.
Very well, then. We will do your way for now. But when the time comes, we will do my way.
Fair enough.
All right. You guys ride the horses back over, meeting up with Randy and Hendrix.
Well, they're nice. Good lad.
Quick once over.
Yeah. Which of the horses are available? It doesn't matter. Randy's not going to be able to tell the difference. He's just going to be happy that for the first time he can actually ride a proper horse as opposed to being on a hunting dog.
They are fair quality, but not great quality. But they will do for what we need to get done. We should go.
Let's go.
Pios.
Yes,
They led up ahead on horses.
I will go up ahead and see what I can. Where
Okay.
did Daisy lose the tracks at some point?
Daisy never had the tracks. She was just looking at the scenery.
Well, then
There's a main road that's cobbled. I fear once they get onto that, we may lose the tracks.
I will see what I can do, and I ride ahead and I basically try to track, basically. So,
All right.
I'm gonna follow on, I guess.
Give me another survival
yeah,
roll.
and I am going to use one of my event. Well, I'm going to use my
Shadow Soldier.
Shadow
I'll give you
Soldier.
guidance.
I should have given you a bardic inspiration, but I didn't. So it is what it is.
Okay, so what is one more dice ahead of that? Okay, wow. What does guidance give me though?
D4.
D4.
D4. Okay,
It's a D4.
D4. Oh, that's good. Okay, well, what math? 1, 2, 3, 21.
That's 9 plus 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled an 8.
You're able to pick back up the tracks. They seem to be moving pretty quickly. Luckily, that also leaves you a pretty clear trail, so you're able to kind of follow along at a decent enough pace. They're not like racing horses by any means, but they're good, solid riding horses and good enough health that they're able to kind of trot along at a decent speed.
Can I tell how fast they are moving though?
Yeah, I mean, with that roll, you'd be able to tell they were, they started off on a, slower pace, but then as soon as it seems like they were a decent way away from the farm, that they wouldn't be too obvious, they cut into a pretty hard ride.
Okay. They seem to be moving faster here, so wherever they're going, they probably might be already there or just getting there.
Yeah.
I think he's talking to himself.
Yeah. He does that. Thing
I
is,
wonder what
though,
he's saying.
you let the man track. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, let's just get to where we need to get to.
All right.
Start the chase music.
Yeah. Let's switch music.
All of us currently riding along on like hobby horses.
Yeah. I think mine's got a gammy leg. It keeps leaning to one side.
And one of those Victorian dolls that's made up of more strings than actual safety.
Oh, yeah.
Any given moment, someone's going to pop off into my rib, just shatter it.
So keeping it a hard pace, you guys follow the tracks, and after about an hour or so, it seems to skirt past the town that meets the main, like where the main roads meet. You're able to kind of skirt past. You follow the tracks past that, and it heads south to join, like towards joining the main road further south. You do kind of eventually meet this main road, and it becomes a little bit tougher to track. Pios, why don't you give me another survival check? This road seems to be comprised of stones that almost seem to have been lopped, like cut out of the mountain in large pieces and then worked down and dropped into place. So they're like large slabs of stones, like 4 or 5 feet each.
How bizarre is this? So the last roll was an 8. This time was a 13. Same total, 21.
Gotta love bonuses and guidance. Yeah, it's tough to pick out on these hard surfaces, but you do spot here and there areas that seem to be more freshly turned up dirt, like because these large slabs don't meet perfectly, there are smaller 6-inch 8-inch gaps in between the stones that you're able to spot here and there fresher dirt being churned up from horse hooves.
And also maybe I pick up on the scuff marks of the horseshoes because they're galloping so fast.
Yeah, definitely little things here and there like that pull up Pios's sense that you're still on the right track, that they took this road southward at least for a little while. As it starts to get darker and you start worrying whether you'll be able to follow them, you spot a set of tracks that lead off towards the mountain, kind of like veer off the road. But you also spot that one of the horses seem to continue south.
I wait for the rest to gather. As I stop, one went off into the mountains while the other continued south.
I think it's probably a diversion. I think it would be the one in the cave that we should go after, but what do you guys think?
One wanted to lay low and the other wanted to go to the other side of the mountain.
Yeah.
Wait, guys. You don't honestly think that these two people decided just to split up and that'd be the end of it? You've got a road that goes around the mountain and you've got a shortcut that goes through the mountain.
Indeed.
Yeah? So if we follow going round the mountain, whoever's going through the mountain, if they're quick enough, they can get to the other side and be ready for us.
Most definitely.
So what are you suggesting, Randy? To the mountains?
We have to stay on the main road. We have to keep going, and we have to keep acting like we don't know we're going into a trap. We can't go up into the mountain. We go up in the mountain, then the person that we actually want to follow, who I bet you Hellas is on that long excursion. I bet you. So we go up the mountain, we lose her. If we go around, we keep her on tag. We just got to deal with this other one being ready with God knows what.
Yeah, well, let's go then.
Am I wrong? It's what I would do.
No.
If I was being chased by somebody, I'd send someone off ahead, make sure I've got some of my mates waiting around the corner.
Seeing from the sky, when I was using Daisy, does what Randy's saying make sense? Does the paths look like they go round the mountain, or do they go off to a different direction?
Hard to tell from the altitude of Daisy, but it seems like there's a main road that kind of skirts the side of the mountain that connects the main cities of this island. Knowing, probably having studied maps before, there doesn't seem to be a lot on the other side of the island, the other side of the mountains. So whether whoever's heading south is going to meet up with this one heading into the mountains or not, that's tough to say, but there's not like a clear road that would meet up again. This road kind of mainly runs north to south from Gratos all the way down to the city at the tip and through another major kind of area called Peona.
I'm worried, Randy, that we may be overthinking it. We know that one wanted to lay low and didn't want to go to the other side of the mountain. And now we've got a route going into the mountains, which could be somebody laying low. I just worry that if we continue down this road, we catch up to there's a young one and the older one. We catch up to the younger one that wanted to go to the other side of the mountain. And we find out that she got away. You're saying the mountains are right here.
I hear you. All right. But only because it's you saying it, Hendrix. I obviously wouldn't listen to Lucius in any way, shape, or form. So yes, 100%. Let's go.
There's not another air docks down south, is there?
I mean, there would be.
That's a major city. One would assume there would be.
On the other side.
We can always just have one person go to the mountain, and if nobody's there, we can meet up back down south.
I don't think splitting our forces is a good idea. You're a military genius. You know that's not a good idea.
I wouldn't say genius, but thanks.
Oh, well, then if you wouldn't say it, then there literally is no one then. Okay, a military person. How's that?
Well, we have operations where, like I said, one person would split up and the rest would go to whatever. We just meet somewhere. So, it could work. But yeah, it was probably not a good idea, though.
We are better in a pact.
Agreed.
Obviously, some are good for distractions. Others can move around the enemy and attack from the sides.
Oh.
Shall we have a look in the mountains, see if we can see anybody? It's getting dark, so they're going to need a campfire or something. So hopefully we'll be able to spot them out.
Or they will be in a cave.
Or a cave.
Okay.
Can you still see their tracks?
I can see in the dark.
We're in your hands, Pius.
I go forth.
All right.
I can also see in the dark.
Same.
Good for you guys.
I'll let you know if anything comes along. I'll be fine. Everything's going to work out just fine.
Just fine.
Just fine. I don't have light. Oh, I do. I have light as a cantrip. I take the ye olde scroll tube. I cast light on the scroll, put the scroll into the scroll tube, which has got a collapsible lid, and I hand it over to Hendrix and I go, look, there you go. Now you got yourself a nice little torch, mate.
Thanks. Lucian, you might need this a little bit more than me, though. I'll pass it to Lucian.
Oh, I can cast light too. I'll grab a coin.
I take back the scroll tube and in a huff I storm off into the dark.
Guys have decided to go stealthy.
For the rest of this journey, as it gets darker and darker, at no point will Randall turn off his torch or keep it in a straight line. It is strictly shaking about like a disco the entire time. If Pios notices it, I'm sure it's going to piss him off. But yeah, 100% that's what Randy's doing.
Love it. All right. Following these tracks, are we continuing on horseback? Are we?
Yeah, I'm gonna go stealth though.
Okay.
And kind of leer the horse. Kind of put up my hand, tell him to go back a little bit, and just kind of ride for it, but kind of start moving quietly.
Okay.
28.
Okay, pretty good. You're able to continually follow these tracks up. It doesn't take too long, though, as the road runs pretty close to the edge of the cliff. You start to spot that this kind of worn, almost game trail that this horse seems to be passing along leads up to a cliff face up ahead. There seems to be a oh, I did not mean to do that.
Nope. What happened?
I drew. That wasn't supposed to be. There seems to be like a large cliff face that forms at the base of the mountains here. There seems to be kind of copse of trees that seems to obscure much of your vision, and there does seem to be ahead what appears to be like an alcove. There's one like kind of rough looking guy leaned up against the cliff face, smoking a pipe. It's probably all you can see at that distance.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna stop and stealth back to the group.
Hey,
I found them.
oh, you're here. I've been saying hey for the last 5 minutes, just hoping that you'd actually casually be there. Oh, finally got you.
Yeah, literally. You
See what I
out of
have
the
to deal
shadows,
with?
you see the horse and Pios come out. They're up in a cliff face. There is one guy older smoking a pipe. I don't know how many there are in the inside, but at least it's not her, though.
At the moment,
Exactly.
one old man keeping watch. We know she's wily and she's got ways around.
I can sneak up and take him out quick if need be. Or at least subdue him to a point that
No reason to do
y'all
that.
can move in quickly.
Let me just talk to him. I'm sure I can convince him to help us out.
I'll give you a guidance.
Cool.
Good luck. Don't fuck it up.
I don't hear that. I am already walking up to this guy.
I'm going to move around to get a better point of view where I can, like, take him out if Randy fucks up.
Yeah. From about 30 feet away, I'm going to say, good afternoon, sir. I appear to be a little bit lost. Perhaps you could help me as I cast Charm Person. Doing it is second level, but that only improves the number of targets I'm trying to charm, and I'm not trying to charm anyone else.
You're muted.
Sorry. What's the saving throw on that?
That's a wisdom saving throw of 15, please.
Okay.
And if it's going to fail, I wish that I could employ my chaos dice. My tides of chaos.
I rolled another 28 on stealth.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm getting ready for an action just in case if Randy fucks us up.
Ugh, I never get it wrong, you guys. I always do a great job.
Okay. Yeah, he seems to be charmed by you.
Oh, cool. My name is Randall Romes, and I am a world-famous halfling bard. I have obviously gone through some changes, but that's only because I'm so amazing at what I do. Who are you, sir? And what are you doing here?
I am Gustav Carancha, and I am standing here by this cave entrance, making sure no one goes in.
Why? Is it dangerous?
It's very dangerous
For who?
for people wanting to go in.
Why? What happens if you go in?
Oh, most...
Sorry, Gustav, I don't mean to be coy, but you started a bit coy. I'm like, come on, man. What's the danger in that?
Oh, I mean, besides the other monsters and stuff, this place belongs to me and my companions.
Oh, you own this mountain?
No, we own this cave entrance area.
Oh, who are your companions?
Well, I don't know if you've heard of us, but we are the Dusk Riders.
Oh yeah, the Dusk Riders. Yeah, no, I heard of you guys. You're super badass guys, right?
Yes. See?
Right. Fair enough. Hey, so I was traveling before. I don't know if you happen to have seen. I saw this woman go past me on the trail just before. She looked like she was in a hurry. Did you see one come past?
No woman. I saw a horse go by. No one on it though. Ran past the cave and started heading kind of out into the forest and back north.
Can I get an insight check to see if this guy's lying?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
It's amazing. I have all this space on my screen and it always insists on hiding behind the videos.
Right.
Solid 5.
I mean, hard to read, but you can tell he's still charmed by you, so you don't.
Yeah, why would you lie? Well, I tell you what. You twisted my arm. How's about you let me and my friends come on in and check out your very scary hole?
Well, I'd love to have you come in, join us. I'm supposed to ask you for passage payment if you'd like to pass safely. Small fees, 10 gold per person, and
Right. No, I understand. So that's
just
40
because I have
pieces.
bosses. I mean, you're
No,
cool.
sure.
I like you, but
Don't worry. This 40 gold is what it is. Listen, I'm a little light right now. Can I borrow 40 off yourself right now and I'll pay tomorrow? You know I'm good for it.
I don't have 40 gold on me. This is my job. I stand here.
I understand. Well, I tell you what then. Mark it down on the 40, yeah? And I'll bring it in before sunrise tomorrow. They'll never know. All right?
Well, they
We've done
probably
it
would
before.
know. There
Not a
are
problem.
2 people nearby that are watching us right now. I'm probably rather confused.
Maybe you should bring them over here and we can explain the situation together.
Oi, guys, come on out. They're not gonna. They seem to be very nice people. 2 guys kind of stand up on the cliffs above, with like crossbows locked and loaded and ready to go. Did that not work? Come on.
I'm gonna get behind them.
It's not working.
Why can't I get over there? Oh, let's get that.
That really should be working.
Gustav, your friends, why are they armed?
Well, this is our base of operations. Normally we go down to the road and most people don't come to us for this, but we're here to protect and guard this area.
Okay. I say loudly to no one in particular, but I say loudly, I think they just sent a horse up here as a trap and we're falling for the bait. I think they're still on the road.
What's everyone else up to? Well, this is going about.
I was holding action in case things get scary, so I'm just waiting for a signal.
Okay.
I've just been in a bush, watching the whole thing unfold, not quite being able to hear what he's saying.
Pios?
I heard everything. I'm behind the 2 guys with the crossbows ready to like stab them in the butt. I just wait. Make sure Randy gets out of there safely.
Okay.
I ain't getting out of there safely.
And if they do anything wrong, I basically held an action. That's basically what I'm saying.
All right. All right. Sounds good. So you want to come in? 40 gold is small price. You say you have friends, yes?
How long is the journey? Where does it bring us out?
Well, don't know. I've never been past the entrance area. We don't go deep. There are scarier things in there than us, I guess. But you know, start off easy.
I don't know. Honestly, we're looking for these ladies, really.
Ladies, I mean, there's one or two that work for with me, but there's not.
Oh, God, stab you,
It's-
wag.
It's not like you come, you know, go pick up at like dance club.
I say again to the air, are we going to pursue this avenue or return the way we came? Because if we're going to pursue the other avenue, I mean this avenue, then we really need some shoelaces.
Your shoelace broke?
I
Do
bend
I see
down,
pass or no?
With that
I'm gonna-
sound,
duck down to the ground.
I immediately rush to one of the crossbowmen with my shield and do a I have that special thing with the shield.
Sharp attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before he gets there, can I throw out a real quick wither and bloom at the entire three of them?
You probably hit the two on the right, just because of the
It's-
elevation changes.
It's a all right. I've got it's a 10-foot radius sphere.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So the two on the right, probably you could hit.
okay, I'll hit those two. I'm
So-
gonna need you to give me a wisdom saving throw as I throw up that.
So with my
Constitution
shield master shove, I have to make an attack. So I'm gonna stab the other guy with my spear as I shove this dude. Or do I have to attack the same guy?
Well, there. Can you see the map?
Oh,
Yeah, they're not next to each other.
they are not next to each other. Okay. Hold on. Let me. Where am I at? Okay, I said I moved behind them if I could have.
Yeah.
So
So I'll say you're able to work your way up.
okay.
Around.
So I'm probably gonna move. Is there like a thing? I can't remember. Was there?
I mean,
Oh yeah, there it is. You just hold a little thing. I'm gonna probably move behind this dude,
okay.
like somewhere. So, yeah. So if I moved up behind that guy, I'm gonna basically attack him with my spear and then shove him off the cliff.
Okay.
That's the game plan.
Make your attacks.
Okay. Okay, I did say spear instead of. Well, can I do short sword instead?
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Randy.
guess while that's happening.
That's not good.
So I had
I'm going to.
I think an
use
11 and a 17 for the two saving throws.
One fails, one passes.
Okay.
I am going to use my advantage given me to
Roll
buy
whatever you
Chinomancer.
With that. Okay.
I rolled a nat 1, but I burnt a Chinomancer thing.
Okay.
So 14 for my short sword.
All right. 14 will just hit.
Good, excellent. And since I was stealthy, sneak attack. So 9 plus. Where did my sneak attack go? There it is. It's hiding behind the stupid thingy. Okay. Shit. Math. 22. And then my bonus action, I can make a shield shove, which basically pushes him 5 feet. Which
Okay.
the goal was to push him off the cliff.
So that's a shoves a strength. Athletics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Contested.
Athletics. 19.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you just barely are able to push him off. So roll 2d6. as he tumbles down the mountain.
Six.
Good. Cool. Randy,
Yeah.
what's the effects of your spell? One passed and one failed.
The one that failed takes 14 points of necrotic damage. The one that passed takes 7 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And in addition to that, any non-magical vegetation in the area has just been withered. And I take hit dice, 2 hit dice, sorry, and roll that for health for myself right now.
Cool.
So D6, I think, for a bard. Am I right? Or is it D8? It might be D8.
D8.
Yeah, so 2D8 is 8 points of health. Wow, man. Ilgress for the mana. That's that. But do I need to do a wild magic surge check?
Do you want to do all the magic surge check?
I mean,
Always.
Yeah.
always.
Go for it then.
Okay, rolling a D20. Oh, fuck me, that was close. That was a 2. Whoa, it skidded along on the B from D&D Beyond. I was like, is this going to hit 20? Then it rolled onto the 2. I was like, what? Anyway.
You do get advantage in chat.
He's good. All that.
Well, I'm going to save that for when I need to roll my actual wild magic surge. That way I can really get a juicy one.
Yeah.
I'm such a sicko. So,
I love it.
so that's what happened for my end. Yeah.
Cool. Let's take a short break here, and then we'll reconvene. And so, what do you say, like 15 minutes or so? Or about the 45, a quarter to.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right, guys. We'll be right back. Thank you all for joining us for this, especially those of you live helping out. We love having you here, and we'll be back shortly. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us for yet another XP Guild show. If you are enjoying this, please do us a favor, click like, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to be notified when our next show goes live. Feel free to drop us a comment. We'd love to hear from you guys, hear your thoughts on the show, or anything else you want to talk about. I'd like to take a quick moment to say thank you to our friends over at Hero Forge, a Skycastle LLC product. We are not sponsored by them, but if you're looking for great custom miniatures, check out HeroForge.com. They've been so kind to let us use their art, as many of the miniatures and artwork that we use come from their website with their permission. However, they have not reviewed our content, and so what we do does not necessarily represent their views or beliefs. Again, thank you to Hero Forge. Now, let's get back to the show. All right, guys, welcome back. When we left for break, the party had begun some surprise attacks against this group of marauders or ruffians that are kind of hanging out here in the mountains. I believe Lucius still had an attack planned. Also, Lucius, if you do like a hand towards the camera and bring it in, usually that'll help you focus because it's all blurry.
You gotta go slow, buddy.
You gotta like draw it in towards your face.
Lucius is actually blurry. That's why he's so terrifying.
Okay. I know I don't have my glasses on, so it could very well have been that. But since he's the only one that's blurry for me,
He's like Bigfoot.
Yeah,
Always blurry.
just
Do I gotta unplug it again, or?
I don't know, whatever. Just
There it is.
Oh.
Yeah, just stay right there.
Okay.
make your attack.
Immediately.
Can I move, or do I have to stay where I'm at?
I mean, you had said you had a ready to action essentially, so I was gonna let you ready that blast from there.
Okay.
We'll figure out initiative order.
Gotcha. Well, since that guy's on the ground, I can't really see him. I guess I'll attack this person back here.
The woman.
Yeah. Actually, I'll attack the one that's closer to Randall.
Okay.
Oh, that's not a woman, is it?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. Wow.
What's the
Obscure threat.
Why am I not saying my attacks? Okay, I'm just gonna use the NDB at the moment. Jeez. Yeah, for some reason, like, it took me off the character, so here we go. That is a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And 6 fire damage.
Okay. And you're hitting this one up here.
Why? Fire! My mortal enemy! Not like my parents!
The guy that Randall was talking to
Oh, they're on the
earlier.
ground. Okay.
I'm encouraging the Marauders who are taking it all in stride to, really get in touch with their feelings.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh no. It's become serious, guys.
15.
Oh,
11.
A nice 10.
13. Who needs the gift of alacrity? I have no
Yeah,
idea.
got a +5 normally.
I think you gotta touch somebody to do
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Sorry.
that's usually something that I like before we get into fights. I would like cast it on somebody.
Thought I heard someone got a 15.
13.
13.
That was me.
You have, for some reason, attract 6.
So I get advantage in my initiative, so I got to roll twice.
Oh, if you right-click it, you can tell it to roll with advantage if you're using D.
Okay, gotcha.
Hendrix, what was yours?
A solid 10.
Okay. All right. Pios, you would get to act first.
Okay, seeing the person across the way, I am going to...
Now, if you're looking at the map and you see there's like a room in there, that's inside the mountain. So that you can
Okay, gotcha.
technically run over that area.
Okay. I was kind of trying to count the squares, but okay. Let's see here. Movement is 25. Yeah, I'm just gonna load up my sling.
Okay.
And
Sounds good. Go do your.
is a 14 hit?
14 will not hit that one.
Okay. And with that, I'm going to duck back in the bushes and hide as I move. Basically, I'm gonna try to move closer to her, but I'm gonna hide as I do.
Okay.
So I don't know. Let's see. I got it on that move. So the building doesn't count. God damn it.
No, that's inside the mountain. It's just tough for me to demonstrate a
Okay.
building.
So, don't know what's going on here. 5, I guess was that 5? Oh,
Yeah.
shit. No. 10, 20, 25. Is that 25? I guess that's
Yeah.
25, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna move closer to her and I'm hiding. So let's see, right click, advantage, roll. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, so advantage. Oh, roll. Okay, there it is. Okay, did it add it together? I don't understand
No,
why.
it takes the better out of the two.
Okay, so dirty 20 for stealth.
Okay. Cool.
That's it.
All
That's
right.
all I don't have any other actions. As far as I know. Yeah. I'm good.
Okay. The one up top is going to pull out a crossbow and attempt to shoot at Randy.
Oh, no.
Oh, but that's a natural one. So the crossbow string like snaps, breaks as attempts to make the fire, kind of curses and throws it down, and then pulls out her shield and spear and kind of turns in the direction that Pios had kind of gone, and then the other ones are going to advance. This guy's going to rush up and attempt to stab you with a spear. 13 to hit.
That
Misses.
is a miss.
All right. Let's see. Oh. Jeez. I just made 3 rolls, and the highest of which was a 7. All right. This guy's going to advance 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Gets him here. And he's going to attempt to attack you as well.
All right.
21 to hit.
What? Yes.
17 to hit.
Yes, it also is.
He makes 3 quick stabs with his spear, 2 of which striking true. For a total of 6 points, 15 points of piercing damage. As the spears strike in.
Okay. Dick. That guy, I'm definitely going to grab him by the nods next round. I had other plans, but it's become very focused on revenge right now. Whose round is it?
Sorry, there's a whole bunch. It's your turn, actually.
Oh. Well. How the tables have turned. Yeah, I'm gonna turn around to that dude and be like, ow, and I'm just gonna reach out to him, and as I reach out, a projection of a larger skeletal hand is gonna just grab his nods and just twist and grip pull down. Can I get from him, please, a... Oh, no, wait, I think I just rolled to attack on this, to be fair.
I think so.
Yeah, it's a chill touch. Oh my god. Natural 1. What is life? Yes. Well, I'm going to use a sorcery point to twin that spell.
Okay.
I have to aim at the other person though. So I will aim at the other person with chill touch. 18?
Yeah, that'll hit.
Ooh boy. Then he's gonna take a good old fashioned 13 points of necrotic damage.
Nice. And this is the one.
Cantrip, people. That's a cantrip. Is he undead, by the way?
No.
Just checking. So, so that's 2. Why is that 2d8? I don't think that's right. I think it should be a 1d8. So
No, once you hit level 5.
Oh, because I've gone up a level. In which case, yeah, he can't regain hit points, and the hand is just clinging onto him. So that's it.
Okay.
And that's my turn. Oh no, that was my action as a bonus action, because that was a cantrip. I'm now going to cast Misty Step, which I can do at will. So I'm going to use that. So it's been used. And I can now teleport, 30 feet, I think?
Yep.
Yeah, to a space you can see.
Yeah, so I am going to go up here.
Nice.
Just deuces.
Nice. Yep. GTFO.
Did not like that stabbing.
No, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my turn.
Lucius, you're up.
Lucius is gonna go up to here, and I'm gonna take out my spear and start jamming at the guy with the eye patch.
Okay.
Let's see. First is a 13 to hit.
Miss.
30-20.
That'll hit.
That is 13 damage. And then as a bonus action attack.
So the eye patch one at that will you stab him in the neck, and he starts spewing blood and crumbles to his feet. Roll your d6 to regain hit points.
Yeah. I gained 3.
Alright.
And does the 13 hit the other guy or no? Oh wait, never mind, he's not close enough. I'm about to get here, but I'll stay here actually. Yeah. I think that's it for me.
Alright. Alrighty. Hendrix, you're up.
Okay. I will, seeing all this happen in front of me, double speed, and I'll dart forwards to here.
Okay.
Drawing sword and swinging booming blade at this guy's ankles as I go past.
Mm-hmm.
For a 26 to hit,
That will hit.
which is 19 damage plus the sneak, and then another 8 of thunder as well if needed, which was 1. So 20 damage total.
Jeez. 20 damage. Yeah, he staggers from this attack, but he remains aloft.
And I will continue going past and stop there and then face him with my sword.
Okay.
On guard.
On guard. Okay.
No, we'll get there.
Okay.
Was that me last?
Yeah, 1 second. Sorry, I'm doing things behind the scene. Hendrix, take 12 points of damage as a crossbow bolt comes flying out of the cave and strikes you.
How much damage?
12.
20.
12.
Oh, okay.
1, 2. It was a poorly rolled crit. Pios,
Damn.
you're up.
I maneuver myself around her.
Okay.
1, 2. And then basically I run up on her, striking her with my short sword. Let me see if I got any advantages, because I'm pretty sure I missed. Nope, I do not. So 12?
12 will miss. Yeah.
Will miss. And with that, instead, I will disengage. Is that a bonus action I do? Is disengage bonus or is it a freebie? Okay. Actuality can take a bonus action. Yeah, there's no one else up here with me, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to disengage, yep. And then I'm going to just go back in the bushes. So.
Do I see him from my height?
Yeah. Say you'd be able to see him.
I'm not making any effort to hide, so he should be able to see me too.
Hendrix, go ahead and roll your booming blade damage.
2d8.
Yeah.
Or a 8.
Okay. He staggers as he takes this damage. Looks a little bit startled and surprised as he skirts around you and then attempts to strike you with his spear. So you have a dirty 20, a 22, and a 10 to hit.
First 2 hit.
Okay. So 4 and 7 for a total of 11 points of damage.
11. Okay. I'll use my reaction to uncanny dodge the 7 down to a 3.
Okay.
So what was the first damage, sorry?
The first was 4, so 7 points of damage.
7 total, yeah.
Alrighty. This other one is going to pursue Pios up here and attempt to attack Pios. Oh, that's only a 9. That doesn't hit. 10. That doesn't hit. Jeez. 14?
Armor class 16.
Okay, so no. Makes 3 quick stabs at you, but due to the brush in this area, was unable to strike.
Imagine trying to take on a member of the Badger Guild in the wild brush. Well, it's just foolish.
Pretty tough. Randy, you get to go.
Randy is how high up right now?
You're probably a good 20 feet up off the ground.
Okay. I can see that Pios is holding his own. I can see everyone's really holding their own.
Yeah.
Which of the 3 looks the most injured, most bloodied?
Hendrix at the moment.
You see a crossbow bolt coming out of my
yourself,
back. So.
Probably worse. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You and Hendrix.
Me and Hendrix. Okay.
Yeah, you did notice a couple crossbow shots come flying out of the cave at Hendrix.
Well, okay. I will throw a healing word as a bonus action at Hendrix's back. The spectral hand coming along and swatting away one of the crossbow bolts and doing it at 2nd level. Wow, you guys, that's 8 points of health. You're welcome. And then as an action, can I fire my light crossbow at the dude who is attacking Hendrix?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
You may indeed.
It's a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
That's 5 points of damage.
All right. Your crossbow strikes true, and he slumps to the ground.
The bard comes through one more time. Do you want me to roll for Wild Magic?
Yeah, let's roll. Why not?
Oh, man. I actually got a bad feeling about this one, you guys.
I mean, you always seem to want me to make you roll.
No.
Oh, what have you got?
That is... Oh, no, it's a 7. I thought it was a 1.
It's a 7. I was like, why are you celebrating? It's a 7. Like,
I hate my dice. The 7 and the 1 are the same. Oh, it's so frustrating. Oh well. I mean, yes, I controlled the magic once more.
All right, Lucius. There's a cave up ahead. Some crossbow bolts have flowed out at Hendrix. You can see kind of up on the cliff top, there's Pios fighting an individual up there. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna toss a firebolt at the lady.
Okay.
12.
12 will miss.
Yeah.
Like strikes upon one of the many tree branches that are kind of hanging out in between the two of you and kind of diffuses harmlessly.
Okay, I'm gonna go towards the front here. Do I see into the cave?
Yeah, you can see that there's an opening, kind of like right over here, tucked underneath the overhang, and you can kind of spot there's a couple of individuals huddled up off to the left-hand side of that opening, crossbows drawn.
Gotcha. Well, I can't do too much, so I'll just stand right there in front of the entrance.
Okay. Hendrix. Randing having stolen your other opportunity to draw more life.
That's fine.
Just
Not much else I can do in the surroundings.
Staring, Bill. Wind your neck in. Do you mind? I'm trying to stay alive next to my mate. Do you mind? Oh, word.
I'll pull out Daisy and tell her to help Pios and get her to fly by and give him the help action.
Okay.
So he can at least get his
Sneak attack going. Yeah.
and then with my bonus action, I will use was it second wind?
Yeah.
Heal up a little bit.
Cool.
And I'll do a bit of movement, but that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
12 HP. Nice.
This group of individuals in here are all gonna kind of step out, and seeing Lucius standing there in the open, they're going to make their attacks. It's okay, I rolled half and they've all missed. 22 to hit you there, Lucius.
How much for?
11 points of damage. That's how wonderfully my rolls were. There's 8 attacks and I hit 1. So
Victory.
Pios, back up at you.
All right, she's on me. I see Daisy swoop in. I get inspired, and I strike out with my short sword.
Do it.
Ooh, 23.
Will hit, yeah.
Ooh,
You want a crit fish?
maximum damage on the short sword. So 11 plus sneak attack. Shit. So 21 total.
Nice, yeah.
And I basically, why not? Let's see. Push her 5 feet.
Okay. Strength. Contested roll.
Yeah.
Shit. Rolled 19, so 21.
Jesus Christ, man. Alright, yeah. Push it back 5 feet.
Yep.
Anything else?
Yeah. Now she's out of my threat range, or no?
Yeah.
She is. Okay, so yeah, I'm moving. So let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay. It's her turn now. 5. Gonna come around and she's going to make her attacks. Oh. And then she's going to attempt to shove you herself.
Okay.
Touche.
17.
So what do I need to roll?
Dexterity. You can do. I think you can
It's
do
like a
dexterity.
grappling, so it's
To what?
acrobatics or athletics.
Yeah, acrobatics or athletics.
Okay, so I'm going to use acrobatics then. Ooh, I rolled a 14.
All right, you get pushed back 5 feet. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
As you're just kind of being pushed, teetered off balance.
So there's a plus on this dexterity saving throw. What is the plus?
That's your shield master. That's when it's a single target spell, and you save half damage. You get rid of it all.
Oh, okay. So I rolled a 12.
Okay. Sadly, you're unable to keep your footing, and you fall down the cliff.
Do you still have your bardic inspiration?
Did you give me bardic inspiration?
No, you said you should have, or you thought about
I said
inspiring.
I should have. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sorry.
5 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall down the cliff.
I
You
got
can
stuff.
use your evasion or whatever.
Yeah, I was wondering
To
if
have
I've
that, or your
got
uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Uncanny dodge.
Okay.
Okay, so what is half of? Which one? 2 or 3?
Just 2 is fine.
2. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
And Randy, it's your turn.
Tricky. Let me think.
When I fell, how bad did she look?
She looked fairly bloodied.
Okay.
Can I see inside this cliff, this cave from where I am?
You can see that one guy.
Just the one.
Just the one so far. Yeah.
Creeping out of this edging here. Okay.
Yep.
Can I fire off a spell aiming a 10-foot sphere with him on the outside edge? So that it would be aimed probably about there.
If you read the spell, it should tell you whether it's a point you can see.
Fair point. Let me check that.
If it's a point you can see, the furthest over you can do is like right on his face kind of spot to start the sphere from there.
60 foot, centered on a point within range.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything about.
Okay, I'll give it to you because if it's just centered on a point within range,
Yeah.
I'll say you're able to you're able to figure out that there's more to that space and able to direct the spell within.
So a 10-foot radius is a 20-foot circle centered around that point there.
Okay.
Anything that's within that has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Cool.
As I invoke death. So dramatic, my God.
All right. Jeez. A Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I need 15 is the DC.
2 fails. 3 fails. 1 pass.
Okay. So I cast this at 4th level because I literally got only 4th and 3rd level.
Yeah. I dig it. I can dig it.
So they take 4d6 damage on the ones that failed, and the ones that succeeded takes half that damage.
Okay.
That is... Wow, I rolled 2 ones. 13 for the ones who failed. And the one who passes, I assume, gets 6 points of damage.
And what was the spell? And what does it look like?
Wither and bloom. All the vegetation and life in the sphere is suddenly sucked out. And then I imbue it on anyone that I choose within the 60-foot frame. And I see Hendrix, and I just send this life force into him. So he can now roll 4 of his hit dice. 3 of his hit dice. 3 of his hit dice.
And heal
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a sick spell.
It's a 6 spell.
Like, it's not huge damage, but it's decent. And then the fact that you can heal an ally, it's like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So that's that. Can I move? Is there a way I can see to move around to be able to get over to where I just launched this thing? Can I go around the forest?
Yeah, so you
16 plus.
can walk around the cliff face. However, that's like a lower elevation. So looking at the map, it almost looks like it's open, but that's within a cave. Like, there's a roof to all that building. So you'd actually, to enter, you have to get back down where Hendrix and Lucius are.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna climb down.
Okay. Yeah. Takes
really long time.
takes about half your movement per, like, so I mean, it's like difficult terrain to climb down safely.
Yeah. Next round is going to be spent doing nothing but going to the ground.
Okay. Yeah. So you could probably be, halfway or so if you wanted to already.
I realized now as I start climbing down, I could have just played my tune and done Featherfall, but here we are. Oh well.
Yeah. It's good to save them. You never know. Never know.
Yeah.
Lucius, you're up, followed by Hendrix.
Alrighty, gonna activate my fail instinct that gives me the extra armor.
Okay.
Because I'm in mode right now, but I'm gonna go up to here. And let's see. As much as I hate to hit the women, I'm gonna hit the one on the top left, the ninja looking one.
Okay.
So let's see.
The drow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Top left. She's got long hair.
First attack is 23.
Okay. Yeah, that'll hit.
Second one 17.
That will actually miss.
Okay. Let's see. So that is 11 damage. And then I'll bonus action attack, smack it with the back of my spear. 17, so that doesn't hit either.
No.
Okay. And yeah, that's gonna be it for my turn. I'm just gonna stand there.
Okay. Hendrix, you're up.
Okay. Not wanting to leave Lucian on his own, I'll dash in.
Okay.
Staying next to him as well. Taking a swing at the guy straight in front of me.
Okay.
For a 14 to hit.
14 will miss.
I was gonna say, I think I've got advantage in the chat. I'm gonna use that if that's
Go for it.
for a 19 to hit.
19 will hit, yes.
Okay, so I don't get a sneak attack damage, but no, I do because I've got Lucian next to
Yeah,
me.
Lucius there.
Yeah, so that's 24 damage,
Jeez.
and then 8 for the thunder, because every attack's a booming blade.
Yeah.
For another 2 thunder damage.
So you can take more than one attack as a booming blade?
I've only
It
done
does. It does weapon damage plus thunder, and then if they move, you do an extra.
Yeah, I know, but attacks are booming blades a
I've
spell.
only done one attack.
Oh, you
That
just
was
used
just
your
one attack.
advantage. That's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You said every attack is a booming blade, and then my brain just
Oh no!
misread.
That's all Hendrix does is boom and blade.
That's right.
What
What was the damage again?
24 plus 2 was it?
Okay, sounds
Yeah.
right.
And
Jeez.
yeah, that's the end of my turn. I'll stay there, raise my shield, give Lucian a little nod, like, "We got this."
We do. You also get 2 extra armor from being next to me.
All right, they're gonna swarm around and do their worst here.
I'm feeling very healthy after that last thing that Randy did. To be honest,
Yep.
I've got this new sense of vigor and confidence.
Got one last trick in my book.
You have 2 extra armor, is what you said?
Yeah,
Jesus.
so I'm now sitting at a 22.
Yeah.
I got 23.
Sorry, I'm rolling a whole bunch of attacks, but the best I got was a 21. So, yeah. All right, beautiful. A whole bunch of attacks.
Full on shield wall.
Yeah, they just are unable to penetrate your expertly placed defenses. Pios, you're up.
So how tall is this cliff face
It's a 20 foot.
that I'm? How far?
20.
20. I'm gonna scurry up it.
Right. So you can use your dash to get all the way up because it's going to take half. Like, it's difficult terrain for the climb. So the first 40 feet of movement is going to be.
And I can use my bonus action to dash.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'll have 1 action left.
So you can get 40 feet
wait,
up and then
how-
the 5
Can I
feet.
get what I'm asking is, can I get up on her if I
Yeah.
scurry up? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can do it. It takes it
Okay.
all, but you can do it.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess since Daisy's with me, I get sneak attack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I left her up there to help you, so she will keep circling and
Okay.
dive
Plus,
on
she
it.
probably didn't assume that a little half or a little gnome would scurry up a cliff face
Yeah.
and stab her. So
So you'll have advantage from Daisy on your
okay,
attack.
cool, awesome. Okay, short sword, bam, bam. Nope. Okay, good. First
hits.
one, 19. Yeah.
Yeah, no one hit.
Yes. Okay, crappy short sword damage 6, but sneak attack. So 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 19 total.
There's staggers as you like slam your blade into her, but she stays standing.
Okay. I can't do anything else. I don't have any other movement.
So she's going to react.
Yeah.
Jeez, I really wish I could actually hit. All right, let's do another contested push.
Okay.
19 right now.
16.
Okay. Give me another
So-
dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh, almost on that 20. 14.
I'll say that's good enough to keep your footing up here.
Okay.
But she is going to step forward. All right. Randy, you're up.
Well,
You're mute. No, you know.
I was. Randy's looking at the situation where Lucius and Hendrix have disappeared into a cave. Can't really see them from where he is. But you can see that they are surrounded, it looks like. So, looks over at Pios. And he shouts out to him, "Go, Patrick, go!" And he's going to give him his last bardic inspiration. Something he probably should have done a little bit earlier. And then he's going to focus with all his might on where is it? Oh my god, yeah. No, I've got one left, okay. Go focus on the other two guys. And he's gonna just whisper. And the whisper's gonna carry almost on the wind, and it's gonna come into your ears, and it's gonna be like, "Be that hero. I know you can do it." I'm gonna cast heroism on both of them. Oh no, I just realized. No, I can't. That's a touch spell. So I instead accidentally imbue heroism on myself. And I feel great about it. We use my last spell slot, but I feel like I'm going to be getting temporary hit points, and that's going to be real useful. Knowing that, I fall off the cliff.
Amazing.
So at least I'm on the ground level.
Oh, gosh. All right. Lucius, you're up. I think followed by Hendrix.
All right. Let's see. So I'm gonna attack the SC acid again. See how this goes. 23.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
12 damage and 13 damage.
25 points of damage. Okay. Looking pretty haggard.
Bonus action. Oh, that's not gonna hit. That's so it's not dead yet.
No.
Okay. I might as well action search and do it again. So, oh, that's horrible. 11's not gonna hit, and 24.
24 will hit. Yeah.
That is 13 damage.
And that will do. Roll a d6 and regain some hit points.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. That is 3.
Okay.
And let's see, do I wanna... Nah, I'm not gonna move, I'll stay there. Alrighty.
Okay. Hendrix, you're up.
Okay, not wanting to be outdone, I continue attacking the gentleman in front of me for a 26 to hit.
Yep.
For 29 damage.
Jeez. Yeah.
If he's still standing, he takes another 8 from thunder.
He is not still standing. No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Take your d6, but you're fully healed. So.
I'm full, yeah, so
Full up.
the blood just get absorbed.
Yeah.
It has nowhere to go. And with that, I'll actually step forwards onto where his body was.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna move him
And end my turn.
to clear the way. All right. Cool. All right. This one's gonna step forward, and they're gonna try to attack you.
I get a reaction attack on her.
Okay. She's not moving out of your threat range
Okay, never mind, gotcha.
because it's still 10 feet. 19 does not hit. 24 will hit you. There's one a hit on you.
Yeah.
Oh, bounced off nat 20.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Oh, that one hits though. All right. So we have one. It does 9 points of piercing damage. Strikes you with the spear. The other one is going to, of course, 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay, and I'll uncanny dodge that and take 5.
Okay. Pios, back up at you on top of the hill.
All right. I'm neck deep in trying to kill her. Swing my short sword. See if I roll in that 20. Nope. 25.
That'll hit, though.
Ooh, good. Okay. 10 plus. Shit. 23 points of damage.
Yeah. How does this look as you finish this one off?
See here. Yeah, I kind of basically almost do that whole weird, like, I slash at her, and I kind of maneuver my body around to a certain degree and just push her off the edge.
Okay. I love it.
As you see a body tumble next to the other one.
Right.
Looking down and looking over, and I see what's going on in the cave, and I quickly, as best as I can, go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 as Pios runs up behind Lucius.
So you're still up, elevated, so you'd have to eventually get down the cave entrance.
Oh, is that down into the cave? Oh shit. Okay, so I did not know that. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I don't see any of that shit going on.
I mean, you can hear the sword clashes
down below. Yeah. Okay. Is that so? Where I moved to though, is that place lower? Or
yeah,
higher?
you'd have to get down like to the brown part to then enter through the cave opening.
The brown part,
like the ground.
Oh, ground part. Yes, ground. Yes, that makes sense.
The brown, the ground. Yes,
the ground. Can I? Let's see here. I did my action. I have a bonus action.
So you could use your bonus action to dash to climb down if you want. Like
yeah, I was thinking about, because the cave face. How close is it to the top? I mean, it's like, or is it like several feet?
There's a good distance, like, so
okay,
the cave opening is probably like a 10 foot by 10 foot opening, and then the cliff face goes up 20 feet, so there's like a 10 foot.
Okay, because I was thinking about like grabbing on a tree branch and swinging down.
Oh yeah, no, that would be really cool, but no, sorry.
Okay, I catch it just right, basically as I run sideways. I'm gonna catch the cliff just right and kind of like slide down.
Okay.
Down it on the side, as I, kind of doing that weird run parkour, whatever fuck bullshit. So.
Okay. Sounds good.
19 on my acrobatics.
That's good enough. Randy, you'll be up. Followed by Lucius.
Okay. 3 dead bodies in front of us. One of them is female. Does it look like she... Is there any way of me able to look at that woman and go, oh, that's the woman who was with Hellas on the road?
I mean, you can make a perception check, sure, to see if you recognize.
Yeah, all right. I'm doing it at speed as I'm running past.
Yeah.
I roll so badly this entire session.
Yeah.
It's a 9. It's hilarious. I will run past and go, I don't know. But that woman is definitely dead. And yep. I didn't do it. So I'm leaving. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, about there. That's my action. Done.
All right. Lucius, then Hendrix.
Could I dash?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, then I'm going to dash. I don't know if that's going the right way or not. But,
Yeah.
all right.
Close enough for government work.
You perfectionist, Bill.
Lucius, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna attack that guy in front of me.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's horrible. 11. 23.
23 will hit.
That is 9 damage. And then I'll bonus action smack on my back of the pole.
Okay.
Ooh, not 20.
Damn. Yeah, that'll hit.
That is 10 damage. So that's 19 total.
Okay. Yeah, he's looking worse for wear, that's for sure.
And I'll move right here. That's my turn.
Okay. Hendrix, you are up.
Okay.
Sandwiched between two thugs.
Not
That's
wanting that to happen. I'm going to flick my sword up, trying to slice the gentleman behind me in his face.
Okay.
For a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
That was 28 damage.
Jeez. Yeah, that'll do.
He ain't pretty
Plus-
no more.
Yeah. Plus 2 thunder for the
okay.
booming blade.
He is dead. So
He's dead.
he is dead. You're able to slash
And
up
then-
into him. Kind of blade goes up into his skull and he crumbles.
I'll step across and just trying to corner this last woman, sword raised, and then my turn.
Okay.
No, actually, I'm like are you now willing to surrender?
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
So with advantage since you've just slaughtered her friends handily.
For a 12 total.
All right. Let me just. I guess I should do a. My rolls are so shit. She will drop her spear and put her hands up. All right, you got me.
Quick, stab her. She's unarmed.
I get a D6 from that other guy as well. Thank you.
Gonna be a lot easier now. Oh.
Coup de grace.
6.
Oh yeah.
Good choice you made there.
I'll if she's dropped, I'll frisk her for weapons and tie her up for now.
Yeah.
Anyone got any questions?
Who do you work for?
I work for the Shield Wardens.
That wasn't.
on your-
I mean, come on, man. Come on.
It's been a long day, okay? I've gone to hell
I
and back.
mean, literally, you've had me out there, and I fell off a cliff twice. Don't even know how I did that. That happened. Who do you work for? Not you. Who do you work for?
Me. I used to work for that one right there. Nods towards one of the slain gentlemen.
Do you know Hellas?
Hmm?
Do you know Hellas?
Don't know Hellas.
Are we still in initiative or no?
I mean, only if you guys want to be.
Okay, because I want to start looking around the cave while they're chatting with her.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes, same here.
Yeah. Make
A horse came up.
investigation
I'm gonna
or perception checks, whatever.
I'm going to ask her. A horse came up here just before.
I mean,
Which horse is it?
the guard said he saw one kind of ride by, but turned before it got into the cave, headed off north.
And it was riderless.
That's what he told us.
These caves lead through to the other side of the mountains. Are they a shortcut to get to the other side?
Never really gone much deeper. There's some nasty critters.
I'm raging. I storm out the cave in absolute rage. And I just shout out into the sky. I'm so angry.
That 13 perception.
Okay.
14 for me.
You spot like a couple piles of just random goods laying on the ground, like rations, supplies, probably total of like 30 gold coin in assorted small coins and such amongst the things around here.
I look at Lucius. You will need these coins to make up what you spent back at the farm.
Right. I'll grab them and stuff them in my bag.
What kind of critters are in the cave that you speak of?
Didn't go too far in. Some spiders and such that we ran across, and that was enough for us. We really just use this front area for our staging grounds and our hideout, and then don't bother anything deeper.
Seems fair. Randy, are you outside now?
Mm-hmm.
Now Pius and Lucian are back looking at a room. I'll leave her unattended, and I just want to say, I think we chose the wrong one. Maybe we should have continued down the path. Why did you suggest coming to the mountains anyway?
I swear, don't do me. I do me best. Don't even try to imitate, okay? It can't be done. You end up looking foolish. But listen, I can't believe that Lucius thought about this. It's classic Lucius. Am I right? Come up here, honestly.
Well,
she's gone. Lost her. She's in the wind. That's it. She created a trap. It was so basic, and we gobbled it up so quickly. I'm raging that she was able to just think to herself, what will they do? Oh, I know what they'll do. They'll go up and they'll follow our horse.
Okay,
right up into the marauders.
Okay, I can see you're upset, Randy. But if they're both together still, that means two of them have now jumped on one horse. That horse is going to be tired. They're not going to be able to go all night now.
True.
They're going to have to stop somewhere. It's getting late to camp. They're not going to go through it on foot.
No.
We could maybe catch up to them if we leave at first light.
I mean, I'm knackered, mate. I need a rest. I need a long rest. But
well, we've got a cave here with a lit fire. We could.
Yeah, all right. Sorry for shouting. Didn't mean to get emotional. So
no,
I'm not used to this body. That's what it is. It's just vexing me. That's all.
No, that's fine. Just
yeah. Don't like it when people are able to outthink me. It irritates me. That's why I don't talk to my brother so much. Anyways.
Hey, you're still one of the best ones here.
And, yeah, top four.
And we can't let one slip up, just take us off our track, so
yeah.
Come on.
Although Karina,
get back inside, let's fucking figure out what we're going to do with this woman.
Yeah, I'm a killer, obviously. No?
Well, I didn't say no. Did you say no?
No, I didn't say no. I'm just saying we're going to kill her. I'm walking into the cave.
I didn't say no.
Whoa,
I'm like pointing, okay, we're killing her, right?
No need to kill me.
I mean, no need, but it's easier, right?
Well,
See, before y'all walk in the cave, you see Pius standing next to y'all.
Hey. Wow, I've never realized just how small we are. I've never really. Yo.
It helps for sneaking up on you tall people.
Yeah, that is true. I did not
I found
see
some footprints leading further into the cave. They don't seem to match the ones that we just killed.
Now that's interesting, I say, looking at the woman.
didn't see nobody go through.
Well, we're here. Do we want to check it out, or?
Insight check, see if she's lying.
Yeah, go ahead, roll.
I'll help if I can in some way. Scrutinizing everything she's doing.
Yeah, 15.
She seems to be telling you the truth.
She's being boring.
Look,
fine.
You want me to shoelacer?
no need to kill me. Okay? Just hands tied.
No,
against.
I don't
No need to
see
kill
it.
me.
I
You're
look
gonna
at-
work
is she
for
wearing-
us now.
Any black and white on her?
Not purposefully there. You know, just incidental in outfit.
Can I take from my fine clothing a set of black and white gloves that I have as part of my fine gentleman's clothes? Can I give them to her and say, this is what you gotta do. We're gonna walk into town and you're gonna be wearing these gloves and you're gonna ask for Thidosha McCrilly. Off you go.
Gonna untie me?
No, I don't think so.
Alright.
So what we will do, we'll put a knife in your pocket. There you go. You can untie yourself. Off you go.
Thank you. She'll start walking out of the cave.
Piles.
Yep.
Follow her. See where she goes.
I take off.
And I immediately just collapse. I just lie there, like head on a rock, but that's a pillow.
28 stealth.
Alright, yeah. She doesn't seem to notice you as she starts walking down the path towards the main road.
Yeah, I follow her for a while. I'm not really injured that much.
Okay.
So, and how bad did the party look anyway?
No, it's not a question of health. It's just a question of capability. There's a lot of check marks on my
When I left, did the party look like they were going to rest for a while in this cave?
We'll be here by the time you get back, yeah.
Okay, so I'm
my
gonna
snores from half a mile away.
I will go to the entrance and wait in case Pius says anything, or if we find something.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow for a while because I only got 51 hit points. Not 51 hit points. I'm down like 2 hit points. So
Yeah.
yeah, and spells are not that big on my list of casting anyway. So
I'm playing the magic user class in a Raistlin-esque level of weakness.
Yeah. No problem. I mean, I threw a lot of resource
That's a lot.
intensive stuff at you since the last long rest, so
Yeah.
how far is the town away anyway?
it's a good stretch. So
Is it like an overnight thing, like 8 hours?
no, not that long. You guys passed it on horseback probably like an hour back, but on foot,
Oh, it's only out.
it will
Okay.
take quite a bit longer.
Okay. So I'm gonna follow her basically until she gets to town, and then steal a horse and then come back.
Oh, steal a horse. Okay. Yeah. Anyone else? What's everyone else doing while he's?
I'll spend the time to take the bodies all outside in a pile, give them a quick search for anything useful,
Okay.
and I was going to put them in the tunnel, but I thought if there's spiders in there, they're just going to lead towards us. I thought that's probably not the best place to put them.
Yeah, probably not.
We can burn them before we leave tomorrow.
Cool. Yeah, you gather them up. They all have decent, serviceable enough breastplates, shields, some light crossbows.
We don't have a bag of holding, do we?
I don't think anyone does.
No.
There's
So
one
I'm
that's-
looking at this. I'm like, we can't carry this stuff. I'll take the small valuables if there's any.
Yeah. Probably put together amongst them. I mean, not a lot of extra cash on them, but let's see. There's 6 of them. Roll me a d10.
Eight.
Okay. Yeah, you come across what's that? 48 gold coins, essentially, like amongst all the mixed scrabble of silver, copper, gold. But
Do you say 4d8s or 48?
48.
Cool.
TY.
I just pocket that for now.
Okay. Cool. Anyone else doing anything in the cave? I mean, it sounds like Randy's passed out.
I think for now I would just guard, but when Paz returns, if he wants to sneak around the cave, I would guard where the spiders is. If not, and just guard in there.
Okay. No,
It'll
there's
be a while before I get back.
yeah, it'll
Yeah.
take them a few hours, probably at least 3 hours for him to make the trip there and back. Well, once he gets on horse, so about 2.5 hours probably to kind of get there and back.
And did I watch her do what she was supposed to do when I left?
Yeah, I mean, she went into town and she went to like at one point she did stop and fetch out the dagger and like just cut her bonds.
Yeah.
And then she would go she went into town and asked for Theodosia McCrilly. At that
What
point,
happened?
I mean, you see the first guard she came up to look very confused, and the next, like, he kind of shrugs and like leads her into essentially like a guardhouse. And that was kind of where you lost sight of her, unless you wanted to push closer or, you know, take more time.
No, I think Pius would probably leave by then.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not too invested in that moment in life. So, and he doesn't feel that he wants to go up against a town full of guards.
Sounds good. And so you're stealing
Yeah,
horse?
I'm gonna go. Yeah, so somebody's horse,
okay.
whether it be parked out in front of a tavern or whatever the hell, you know.
Yeah.
So
For funsies, just make a stealth roll.
okay. Let's see here. So right click, advantage, and then roll. 25.
Okay.
Just for funsies.
Yeah, just for funsies. Yeah, you don't have much
Pius
of
does not return.
trouble finding a like horse tied up out in front of the local tavern. that you're able to kind of like find a moment when there's no one really paying that close attention and lead it off and then ride it away.
If it helps, I just rolled a nat 20 for 25 for my animal handling.
Yeah. The horse doesn't seem to fight you at all. It's like, okay, sure, let's go for a ride. As you're able to kind of like lead it off and ride it out of town and back to rejoin your party.
Did it look like I stole a decent horse with some decent gear on it, or not really?
No, I mean it's kind of like just a general like farmer's looking horse.
Okay.
It's like
That's
the
cool.
saddlebags that may have been on it were taken off and probably
Yeah.
taken in with
Makes
them.
sense.
So, I mean, well maintained, but nothing
Okay.
extravagant.
With that animal handling, could I have figured out the quality, like how much if I resell this horse would be?
I mean, it would get you probably in the same range as most riding horses. So,
Okay, that's good.
you know, they go for around 75 gold
So,
on the
yeah,
market
so-
and resell a little less.
Yeah, so nothing of donkey quality. So
Yeah, no, it's a sturdy riding horse,
Okay, cool.
healthy, well maintained. It seems
Okay.
horses are
Yeah.
pretty valued. There's not like mass
Yeah.
herds of them
You
roaming
can't
around.
have it
So,
on islands. Yeah.
you know, they're well maintained and prized for those that are there. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, Lucius sees me riding back on a horse.
Okay. About 2.5 hours after he left, Pios returns. Was there anything else that you guys were working on, or is we're already starting on rests? Short rest, long rest.
I imagine at least short rest. That would be long for Elf Boy, though.
Yeah, I mean Randy would be close to getting his long rest in. At 2.5
that's coming up
hours.
from 6. Yeah.
You only
Can-
need 4
yeah.
hours.
Yeah, at that point, you could just wait the extra,
Hour and a half.
half an hour, so you
Yeah.
can finish a meditation.
If you guys don't mind, it would be beneficial for everybody.
Yeah. So
I'm
which
happy with a
comes back.
short rest, which is the equivalent of yours long rest. So yeah, it's good with me.
Okay. Short rests for everyone except for Randy, who will take long rest. Pios, by the time you get back, you'd still be able to take a short rest. So if you regain
Oh,
anything,
Okay. Cool.
I don't think there's a lot you regain, but it would be available.
Okay. So short rest.
All right.
Okay.
So
Oh, wait, it didn't work.
your rest concludes safely. What are you guys aiming to do as you kind of regroup, recuperate?
Does anyone have the ability to get in contact with Theodosia right now?
The what now?
Does anyone have the ability to get in contact with Theodosia?
Oh, no, not me.
No, did she
I
not give
can't.
us any walkie-talkie stones?
She never did. If she had,
Then no,
no.
send a message on an owl.
By the time it gets to her, it would be just as slow. All right. It's us. Just us. We're all we need. We're all that we've got. We're all that we need.
We could head out after you finished your rest. 'Cause I'm assuming it would still be early morning to the best part of the night, and catch up some ground.
Think about it. It's 4 hours from 2 o'clock. It's like 6 p.m.
Yeah, I mean some more time had passed by the time you got there, so you're probably in the darkness of the but it's still the same day, but
It's like 8 p.m. sort of time, right?
8, 9, somewhere in there, yeah.
All right, cool. We can head off in the dark right now. And 3 of us will be fine and 1 of us will blunder.
Well, yeah. I don't mind hanging back while you two go off ahead, and I'll just have Lucian's horse on a rope behind me. So we're catching pace. We'll be behind.
If we stay on the road, we should be fairly unimpeded, even in the dark. And Lucius can always throw up a little light for himself to be able to see ahead. Yeah, I think that's what we do. I think we play catch up. We go into this cave, as delightful as giant spider sounds. We have, I can't believe I'm saying this, we have a job to do. Oh, who am I? What has become? No. Anyway, it's fine. I feel very giddy and dizzy. Yeah. Pius? Lucius?
Yeah.
You ready?
What are we doing? Are we going into the cave or trekking?
I think we're tracking.
Very well then. I turn around and take off.
We should put a bell on him. Remind me to buy a bell.
Good luck.
22 for survival.
Okay.
Can it survive the bell? That's the question.
And
Lucius?
so is everyone mounting back up and taking off?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, after making sure the horses have got water, head off out.
What's going on with the 5th horse?
I can hold on to it while we leave.
Did we investigate that at all? Did we check it at all?
Well, no on that, but you guys had bought 4 and Pyle stole 1, so you now have 5 horses.
Yeah.
Legitimately amongst you. The other one, they said had headed back up north. Like had.
Oh, what are they? Yeah. Sorry, I apologize.
You're good.
I'll tie it to my horse and ride along with it.
Okay.
It's fine. Like,
Yeah,
when I gallop, it gallops situation.
no problem. Just double checking.
That's cool. If we manage to catch up to her, I don't think anyone wants to carry her, so she can be tied up on her own horse.
Plus, in the meantime, we can always do a rotation on horses, keep moving, but we'll be able to actually spread the weight around. You know.
Okay.
We have 1 spare horse. I don't know if the rotation will help that much, but I like the way you think it.
I mean, you could put like extra gear, I guess, on one to.
I mean, let's not get caught up in the moment. We're chasing after a bad woman. Let's go.
So you guys are taking
I'll
off.
stop taking all the breastplates off the spare horse then, and we'll
What are you doing? This is clearly not the time. What are you doing? Just put it down, man.
take an
Come on,
extra
man.
crossbow. Sorry.
Yeah, what? I kind of, you know what though? I could do with a crossbow. To be fair, so I'm going to grab an actual crossbow as opposed to the light crossbow I've got at the moment.
Yeah.
Yoink!
I think theirs are all just light crossbows too.
Dang it! Fine.
The D8. Because it's either light or then heavy, and then.
Yeah. A heavy repeater.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
All right. So you guys mount back up and take off, leaving the cave behind. Riding off into the darkness, and I think that is a good spot for us to call it. Thank you everyone for joining us. This is a fun little continuation of the Shield Wardens campaign. I will update the character cards for the actual levels. Sorry about that. For the next time. And we will see you guys back in a couple of weeks, I believe. Yeah, should be fine as far as timing goes. And thank you all, and have a good one. Bye.
Peace out.
Peace.